Hello. So, Game Boy games. You already saw one of them because on the N64 thing, it was in my N64 accessory. Pokemon. Special Pikachu edition. Or yellow version. I mean, it says Pikachu edition on it, but it's yellow version. One of my first games that I had, I skipped the Game Boy and went straight to the Game Boy Advance, but it was one of the first games I got with the system, and it was basically one of the first games I ever just spent hours and hours playing. I don't know if I ever finished it, but I would spend hours just playing with Pikachu, leveling him up, talking to him, saying Pika on the screen. That thrilled me to bits. Alrighty. So I gotta look at what it says. The Jungle Book, Mowgli's Wild Adventure. Honestly, I don't even remember much about it. I know I played it a little bit, but I don't remember. It's one of my more recent purchases. I got it like a year or two ago. I just haven't played it much. It was something that looked interesting to me, so I got it. Yeah, I think this is number 1 of the Game & Watch gallery. Because I don't have any numbers on it. And I like that it tells you it's a Super Game Boy game pack. So they advertise in the corner that you can use it on the SNES. For whatever reason. That's just like a collection of like mini games, basically. Alright. Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories. I always like playing a good Yu-Gi-Oh! Game just for fun sometimes. Even if they take forever to get anywhere with. Pokemon Silver version. I like this one because it got Lugia on it. I like Lugia. I don't really know why, because I don't really know anything about Lugia. But I remember liking Lugia. And then in my Game Boy Advance, I have one of those ROM carts. It's 108 and 1. Who knows how accurate that number is. But I do know it has like red, blue, a translated green, supposedly. I haven't actually selected it to see if it works correctly. Gold, because I have silver. It also has yellow and silver, but I own them, so who cares? I forget what else is on there, but it has like a handful of more obvious Game Boy games, and then it has a bunch of obscure titles that might just be NES games labeled as Game Boy games. And since that's all I have for Game Boy, I decided to also do Game Boy Advance in this because I don't own that many Game Boy games. I don't have that many Game Boy Advance either, truth be told. So, we got Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario. I turned like into a child. And Puzzle League. I was like, what is it? Puzzle League. I mean, they're originally NES, I want to say, games. They're puzzle games. They're fun. Whatever. Pokemon Pinball. Ruby and Sapphire. This I sought out specifically because I like Pokemon Pinball. That's the other title that's in that cartridge that made me want to get it, because I can't get the original Pokemon Pinball. I kept trying to find it for Game Boy, and I was having a hard time locating one. So that'll work for me. Because I really don't care that it don't have the Rumble pack on it, because I guess you could get like a Rumble thing attached on that cartridge. It doesn't concern me that much if it has that or not. My stomach is itching me. Anyway, I played some of the Ruby and Sapphire Game Boy Advance one though, and I mean it's fun. It's pinball with Pokemon catching mechanics. Yu-Gi-Oh! Ultimate Masters World Championship Tournament 2006. Well, that's a mouthful. It has the guy from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. What's his name? Jaden or something? But it's just Yu-Gi-Oh! It doesn't say GX on the thing, so okay. And the World Championship. I mean, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. I don't even think there's actually a storyline. I think it's just pretty much just cards. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. I specifically got this separate from the complete collection because Chain of Memories has like a 3D world you explore and stuff. This doesn't. This one just has like a puzzle map of sorts that you use. My nose is bugging me. It doesn't really have like huge 3D environments. It's pretty tame comparatively. And I feel like this one's a lot easier. But I don't know. I think the reason they re-released it is because a lot of people didn't know this existed when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out and referenced this game, and people were like, what are they talking about? Alright, Tekken Advance. I really don't know anything about this. I just was like, oh, that's cool. Tekken on the Game Boy Advance. I have simple things that get my attention. Pac-Man World. I figured I wanted to play Pac-Man World, and that was a cheap version of it, and I don't really care about the specifics of the version of it. So I was like, yeah, why not? Pokemon Fire Red version. I've actually not played this one that much because I don't know. I really don't have a reason. Mario Party Advance. This is another one of those games I picked up within the last 2 years, and I've not really played it. Just kind of got it. Cartoon Network Block Party. It's like multiple board games with a bunch of mini games in them. And racing. There's a lot of racing. I remember, like, when I first played it, it was, like, stupid hard with the racing stuff, the racing mechanics. But then I played it again when I got older, and I, like, beat it with no problem. And then I was like, okay. I'm not even sure what the storyline is. Like, to this day, I don't... Anyway, Midway's Greatest Arcade Hits. It's just a bunch of old arcade games. Joust. Is it sad that's the only one I remember? There's like 5 on there. I just don't remember them. Is that it? Oh, no. There's another zipper. I was like, there should be more games. There's another zipper. Pokemon Ruby version. Now, this one I did play. I chose Torchic. I liked him because he was a little buddy. And then he evolved, and I was like, he's not cute anymore. I got over it because I liked his fire kicks. I was like, yeah! I don't think I beat it either. But I sure had fun with the various berry bushes and all that silly stuff. Well, I guess they're trees. I don't know. Namco Museum. So, you know, bunch of arcade Namco games. You got Dig Dug, whatever that racer one is. Pole Position, I think. I think it might have one of the Pac-Mans on it. I can't remember. Whatever. Actually, I want to keep this separate so I can put them back in the pouches they were in. Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. This is probably me going, I want to get the other Pirates of the Caribbean games and check them out. I haven't actually played it yet. I just kind of got it. Winx Club. I actually did beat this game back in the day. I like that when you start this game up, it has the original, not the whatever they got on TV now, the original cartoon opening animation theme song and video on the Game Boy Advance. So cool to me. I don't know why that's the coolest thing to me, but it is. But yes, I actually beat this game. I think it's just kind of an action-adventure game. It acts like it's an RPG because it has you collect things and level up, but I think you have to collect the things. I think it's one of those games that just messes with you. I'm like an RPG, but I'm not. Dynasty Warriors Advance. It's just me, grabbing games because I could. Honestly, it was just, I was like, I wonder if Dynasty Warriors Advance is easier than the Dynasty Warriors on PSP. And I haven't played it yet. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Yet again, I told you, Pirates of the Caribbean, weird desire I had. Okay, got... This is a very specific ROM import. I got Mother 3. This is the English translation. One of these days, they might put Mother 3 on the English market. But until whoever's in charge of that does so, that's the only way to play it that I know of, and it's good. I still need to play, obviously, Earthbound Beginnings and Earthbound, Mothers 1 and 2. But I've actually played a decent amount of Mother 3, and I really enjoy it. X-Men Reign of Apocalypse. It's kind of like a side-scrolling beat-em-up type game. I'm not very good at it, but it's fun. Okay. Put these in cartridges, these little cases, and you can't even see. Alright, Sword of Mana, which I think probably has like 3 other title names at this point. I don't know. It's part of the Mana series. It's fun. It's a little action-adventure game like the rest of them. Kind of an RPG. Alright, part of the classic NES series, The Legend of Zelda. I still need to actually play it. I've not actually played the original Legend of Zelda. Make sure that's everything in here. Okay. One of these days, I mean, I want to. I just haven't actually got around to doing it yet. No real reason or excuse. Just haven't done it. Alright, and then over in my DS here, I have another one of them ROM things. This one's 369 in 1 for the Game Boy Advance. I know it has Emerald, Sapphire, Leaf Green. Obviously the ones I own as well, but, I was mainly excited about the ones I didn't have. I forget what else it has. Game Boy Advance-wise, I was mainly getting it for the Pokemon games, because they're always... The old ones are just, like, so impossible to find. And if you do find them, they're way, way overpriced. So, I'm just like, well... Like, I hate to use emulation, but... The pricing... of things, Sorry. Trying to flatten my bag so I can put these things in here. I guess that's kind of what that came down to. I was just like, well, if I could find the actual games and it not be completely overcharged, sure, but I can't, so I do what I can. Alright, that's it for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye!